Have you ever driven such a car?
Yeah, have you ever driven such a car? Like, this is... Buno... Bwebayitobu tamanya. Listen to how what this gentleman says. Do you know I can slap you with this camera here? This is Museveni's mindset. Committing crimes, ngabakula. And then he goes on to do that. Amukubye. Again, so kukubira mu maaso, nga mu maaso kamera na amukuba. Again, amuongera. Really? And look at how. Nolu Jasin Kalusindike. This is really sad. You listen to what she says? But he wanted to go away without paying. Listen here.
Are you ready to give President Museveni your vote? So that you also get the ministers here?
Are you ready to give Museveni the vote so that you get ministers here? Are you kidding me?
That's what I'm saying. We are giving President Museveni vote so that is the rest when he becomes a minister.
Jeez.
You see, what we also was doing, it was different.
Look at that Marusoke guy.
You're watching Mordecai Marissa Live Political Commentary. Please consider subscribing to help grow Uganda's Voices of Struggle ecosystem. Thank you.
I cannot appreciate you enough for using your valuable time to always go on social media, break down things for people.
And yes, indeed, presenting to you from these United States of America, Ogamba uti okanswenti olibulungi nze Mordecai Marissa, nkwebaza okubantu wegase ku mukutu gu Mordecai Marissa Live. Absolutely. Yonna gy'osinziira nkwebaza okubantu okyekuumira mu mbeera ennungi. Okwononako okufuba kw'amaanyi nnyo si byangu. Ate mwenna abatwegasse ku YouTube channel mbeebaza weebale nnyo. Chikole beera nga otwegattako nja kuba nkusiima. Okay? Choba okola subscribe ku channel. Yes. Tunaatera okweza abantu emitwalo 2.5. That's incredible. Incredible. Okwogera naddala mwaka guno nga batubbako YouTube channel yaffe nkadde ne tugulawo empya egenda kweza emitwalo 2.5. So target kati ya mitwalo 5 and it is very possible. So let's do this, brother and sisters. Oh yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight tugenda kwogera ku the continuing unabated impunity, lawlessness and impunity within the Museveni regime. The lawlessness and impunity. And I want to tell you that this is not a bag. It is a feature in the Museveni regime. Okay? This is a one-off. Not really. Watch this. Let me tell you. Now, if you're just waking up in Uganda while you were sleeping last night, wale kyatuseewo akatambi kafulumye nga omu ku musirikale ndowooza ali attached ku oil and gas yalabiddwako ng'akuba supermarket attendant. Mu bigambo bya Mugamba akulaga butya mindset y'abantu abaweereza Mwami Museveni bweri. It is utter impunity, it is lawlessness, it is arrogance and bragging, it is stupidity to the core. Byengendo kulaga. And then tujja kuba tulaba ne stories endala. It's going to have a few different stories. Nekatandike neno. I think I have to have this video here. Then after that, I have to transition something. Okay. This is the CCTV footage. Follow me. Watch this. Footage on atandika kulaga attendant ono bambi. Ndoza bagamba yabadde amujjukiza okusasula. Then mungeri eno it is stupidity, I think, arrogance. Oh no, agamuzjukiza otyo okubeera nga asasula. And you can see footage yakwatiddwa ennaku z'omwezi 10. Sorry, ennaku z'omwezi 7 omwezi ogw'ekkumi omwaka guno, last night.
That I'm driving, I'm parking. Have you ever driven such a car?
Now listen to what he asks this lady, poor lady. Have you ever driven that type of a car? Have you ever driven
such a car?
Yeah. Have you ever driven such a car? Like, this is buno bwebayita obutamanya. Entiko y'obutamanya. So of what importance? Abantu abakola mu supermarket bateekeddwa okuba nga bavuga emmotoka y'emu naawe. And this is one thing ekiri mu mawanga naddala nga tukyakula. Abantu balowooza nti obugagga bwe nnina buteekeddwa okubeera konsani oba obufe nako. Nze ekintu kye nnina kyange kiyamba nze. Stupid man, sirikako. Emmotoka givuge yiyo n'ab'omu nju yo emukwatirako wa. But I digress.
You will not wait. You will fucking send it to the girl.
Agambye gwe nkuyise iwe naakweta. I called you, let me listen in.
To the girl. You will fucking send it to the girl.
Listen here.
You will not wait.
I called you.
You will fucking send it to the girl.
Something stupid girl. Bobo kiwulidde bulungi osokiwandiika wansi.
You now she's there attacking me, beating me over 30,000.
He is referring it as attacking him over 30,000. It is 30,000 to you. It might mean nothing to you. But she's paid to make sure that you pay the 30,000, the 10,000, the 1,000. So if it is only 30,000 to you, gwe musalo gumusasula. Shut up.
Even if it's 100,000, how much money have I spent? Do you think I can run away with 100,000?
Even if it is 100,000, now you even see. Nti ye katisenza yo gede nyingi je mitwalo 10. It doesn't really matter oba nusu 10. Singa saite zimataro nganga bamuyita gwe twagulanga Uganda chewing gum, PK oba Big G akyali osimanyi. Oba wa nusu 10, oba wa nusu 2, sweet peps wandoza beranga wa 5 oba na 10. Sweet peps oyo. Singa kyalina mugaso, singa bananyidduuka bamugaba bugabi. Ne obutamanya bwe sigamba na butamanya. It is arrogance. Ayagala kugamba sente si nnyingi nnyo. Listen to what this gentleman says. Do you know I can slap you with this camera here? This is Museveni's mindset. Committing crimes ngabakulaba. And I tell you, ojizo gama Morisa wala nabona nyi Museveni. I mean, I tell you, Bobi Wine was tortured, brutalized. Museveni nabo nagamba bangambi bakubye Bobi Wine naye bamukubye bulungi. This is what this man is saying. Inti kamera eri waneno kati ngenda kukuba twaba waliwo ekinankolebwako waki.
And tomorrow we go to court.
And then he goes on to do that. Amukubye. Again, so kukubira mu maaso nga mu maaso kamera n'amukuba. Agenda mwongera. Really? But where do these people get this mindset? You have to understand. Usually, I do not actually put my focus on these people. Ngabo into bagamba, olugero luvaawa. Olugamba nti ekyennyanja kifanga kiviira ddala ku mutwe, kivunda nga kiviira ddala ku mutwe. It is Museveni emboldening these people. They believe that if there's some sort of proximity to power, basemberedde Museveni, they have a free ride to trample on the rights and dignity of the Ugandan people. This is why he's able to do this. Abimanyi byakola. Bwewava enjogera ya gamba no bwe bakwata omuntu ng'amenye amateeka g'oku nguudo. Ng'agamba, you know what? Gamba no guyogera noono. Sina budde bwa kunnyonnyola gwe. This, they've been emboldened by Museveni. I am the master of violence. Bobi Wine bamukubye bulungi. Blah, blah. Listen, ebigambo byayolekereza omukyala. Komanyoko and stuff like that. And now see what happens. Those abadde askari omusirikale azze n'alaba n'addayo. Because these folks always build their image, an image around themselves. They are attached to SFC. They work in the state house or they are UPDF high-ranking officials. Now, eriba junior officers bateekeddwa okutya. Si mateeka si biragiro no ti ekifaananyi ky'omuntu. Guy azzeeyo buzzi. Like no remorse, no empathy. It is just arrogance. It is cruelty. Mtambuza. Look at how he even bwatadde emikono mu jwatu agamba nchukoze mundaba. This is Musevenism here. This is Musevenism. Tena mukwata kubo nabonna bajja babuuza kyekituuseewo. They're not even attending to the lady ali mu kukaaba. Bazze wona amaze okwezimbako nti ewa akabi. What the heck? Obadde ki? Jeez. Bampadde mmere. Abuuza bambi just mu kugamba atidde already. Kati abuuza obadde kyayagala kumulabika nga afaayo bambi. And look at how. Nolu jasindika lusindike. This is really sad. You listen to what she says? But he wanted to go away without paying. Listen here. Bambi ebyo nabetusa kubyogera nga gayi wali kubanga olwedde amaze okumutisa amaze okubona. Now, I saw here a tweet webategeereza ndowooza abadde Walter Mwesige agambye ASP Insima Clive KMP Deputy Zonal Commander Oil and Gas will most likely be charged with discreditable conduct that attracts dismissal from the police force or even be handed over to the criminal justice system and charged with assault. This is not going to happen. You know that. It's not going to happen. It is the promotion. Promotion. This is how Museveni operates. I mean, don't take my word for it. Museveni yawa chita to mulimu. Museveni yawa sobi omulimu. Abakozi b'ebikolobero bafunye emirimu mu government ya Museveni abateekeddwa okubeera nga basindikibwa ebbali bafunye promotion. So when you say he's going to be charged, at least for show, for spectacle, but tulabe tukoze kino performative arrest eyinza okukolebwa. They can't do that. That's what you call a performative. Bamukutte. But you know what's going to happen? This is Musevenism. Are you winning? Okumenya amateeka nga teri akkomako? Tuli mu kintu. Museveni. Listen to Museveni wabeera mu campaign trail. Yagamba kulubu. Mulonde omuntu antuukirira. What the heck? Bakutuukirira olyani? Tewaliwo ministry. Naye olw'okuba obuweereza bw'eggwanga yabweteekako ng'omuntu muteekeddwa olonda omuntu atuukira Museveni. Awo bwe munaafuna ebirungi. That mindset yetuusa waneena abantu. Guys, it's so sickening. And I think it was a good response from Jimmy Spire Sentongo. Jimmy Spire Sentongo says, depending on who he is related to or not, kisinziira ayina Luganda kwani oba nedda. Kulondamu ebyana n'ebyana. Tebajja mukwata ntu amateeka. Nga bwe gambye bw'aba ayina omuntu gwali related ali close to Museveni, they're going to be kwasawabeerawo some sort of outrage okuva mu banna Uganda. They will perform, like I said, performative arrest. Mutulabe. Then bamale ojja kuyitawo simanyi bamufuula RDC simanya ayina ekifo kyalimu. That's how they operate. And I think I saw another picture and there was Bamwitani pose Insima Clive. He's been this is the guy. This is the guy. That's the guy. It is really, 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 really sad that these people have a right to do these things. But it doesn't get any worse. It gets actually worse, sorry. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Look at the promises now. These are a separate kind of story. This is how they promise abantu okubiranga balunda Museveni. Lwaki babateekeddwa okulunda Museveni?
The ministers come from. About 5-10 of them. Why? Because Teso gave all the votes to Museveni.
Imagine preaching sectarianism mu balozi. Mbu minister we bati bateeso kubanga bateeso balonda mwami Museveni. Museveni ateekeddwa okubeera nga aweereza bamulonda bokka oba ateekeddwa okubeera nga aweereza bannansi. This is the Speaker of Parliament. You will never see Ibrahim Ssebujjunganda ng'agamba this is a clownish speech coming from the Speaker of Parliament. No. Munyiivu nnyo kubanga bawadde Walukaga card. You're being led by a clown, a diikula, a kapere. Listen to what she says. Ssebujju will never say that. You only see photos in ng'ali naye. Basanyuse nnyo yene nono mukyala. They don't get angry ku bintu webiti ebyogerwa abantu bano. Naye kasita wabeerawo wa opposition.
Are you ready to give President Museveni your vote? So that you also get the ministers here?
Are you ready to give Museveni the vote so that you get ministers here? Are you kidding me?
That's what I'm saying. We are giving President Museveni vote so that the rest when he becomes a minister.
Please give Museveni votes so that Sirwanyi can become a minister. That is a promise, ladies and gentlemen. This is how they debase the politics. Now, in the minds of elites, intellectuals, oh, my name is Ibrahim Ssebujjunganda. I care about the quality of people we send in the parliament. If I am not there, they will miss me. But I am being led by Anita Among. It doesn't really make any sense. Nkulemberwa Anita Among. Nesagala basindike badikula naye nkulembera dikula. What are you even talking about, Ssebujju?
I want to see your
And when you're speaking to a disenfranchised masses, these are disenfranchised. These have been kept in primitivity and ignorance. They're illiterate, they're not educated. So they take that as some sort of beneficial. It is very easy okulowooza nti maybe Sirwanyi wabeera minister kirina engeri kinyamba. No, it doesn't really. Manyedda amwe munyankole. Nedda bwe twabeeranga tukula. Ng'abaana bababuuza. Oli wa kabira ki? Abaana abamu. Oli wa kabira ki? Ndi Muganda. Naye ng'omwana gwe babuuzanga Muganda ddala 10 ku kinnaakyo oba Musoga ddala nga ndi Muganda naye ku ludda lwa maama waliyo Munyarwanda simanya ate ne taata Munyankole. And they were doing that kubanga waliwo okulimba okwabeeranga mu bantu nti bw'oba Munyankole oli layikira okubeera omugagga oba simanya n'obulungi. This which is very, very stupid. Naye kati abantu banoonya engeri gye bikaminga Abanyankole bafunye ku ezo benefits by association. Maybe if I say mu musaayi gwaffe tulimu Omunyankole oba Omunyarwanda kiyinza okuba tekiina kye kyali kikola. Naye Museveni yali yazanyira ku bantu nga bw'ogamba ndi Munyankole mmwe muli mu kintu. Naye nga bagamba muli mu kintu ali mu kutunga ngatto, akutte enkumbi akkirira mu lusuku, atambuza lugabire, talina mulimu. Tuli mu kintu. And this mindset is still affecting our people in Ankole. Tuyina kuterrako omwana w'oweitu, omwana w'abantu. You're stupid, I'm sorry to say. You're stupid because you've been kept in poverty, in illiteracy, in unemployment, in a broken healthcare system because of your ignorance and continuing to pledge allegiance to a man who doesn't really care about you. So bibeno bibagamba. Mulondono afuke minister nekikola ki? Bwafuuka minister. Kadaga. Sina minister kyokka. Aina offices nga meka mu NRM. Kikyusiza busoga? Gosh.
I have moved throughout the country. I have been in northern Uganda. The whole of northern Uganda. He's saying we are all giving President Museveni. Before President Museveni came in power, there were IDPs in northern Uganda. But because it is people were staying in the IDPs. But now there is total peace.
Yes. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be saying that. Like disrespecting people, like abantu batwale nti basiru, nti balimbe ku kintu kye bamanyi, nti abantu ababbibwako ettaka lyabwe, abantu abakyalina be babbako ente zaabwe n'ebintu ebiri tobyogerako ebyo kati wajjudde. There's total peace. Speaker oyo no tanyiiza Ssemujju obudde abulina kubeera nga ate alumba NUP kubanga yawadde Walukagga card. Now, last piece of information here, or piece of news. David Lewis Lubongoya was able to engage the Electoral Commission regarding ebintu byakola Bobi Wine ku campaign trail. And let's watch what happened.
You see what we also was doing, it was different.
Look at that Chituma Lusoke guy.
After that this meeting happened, the meeting between the Electoral Commission and agents of presidential candidates, and I'm here as an agent, official agent of President Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert. Of course, we were here to raise concerns that we have. First of all, we acknowledge that whenever our activities are not disrupted, our people are always peaceful, there's no chaos, there's nothing. It is only when the police and security come in to disorganize us that these issues come in. So today we raised different issues. They were talking about processions. We talked about the double standards that we see. When NRM does processions, police cannot come out to say anything. When NUP does processions, they say that is illegal. We talked about the question of venues. As you all know, many times we have been blocked from using the venues we want. We have even been blocked from campaigning in places where we want to campaign, like Uganda. The other time we were blocked from accessing a landing site and all that. So we are raising all these issues to say that one, there should be no double standards, and the Electoral Commission should ensure that there are no double standards meted out on us. We also talked about the question of unlawful drilling. You saw me showing the Director of Operations the video where on the weekend NRM people are being commandeered by their Secretary General. We are really drilling. They were marching, singing military songs and all that when our supporters are in detention over what they call unlawful drilling. And I challenged them. I said that as...
And I'm ready for cutting him short. It really must be very difficult to defend, like I say, a criminal regime, because if you go to courts of law, or if you want to even make an argument against the Museveni regime, it's just a simple Facebook search away. Like, take a Mutesu government, NRM drilling, you'll see that. Like, or the lawlessness of the Ugandan police, you'll see that. Like, is that a point of shame?
For us as NEP, we don't even engage in that. But you see, for them, they are free to do anything. They were doing real drilling, military drilling. But you will not see the police come out to say that there is any offense being committed, etc., etc. Of course, you are saying that is cadreship training. But what cadreship training do people do with NRM T-shirts and say these are NRM mobilizers going to campaign for NRM, etc., etc.? So we condemn the double standards, especially that has been the key point, the double standards. That where they see NUP supporters, because we've been telling them, General Museveni moves and blocks roads and starts campaigning. Not just to say that he's moving, but you've seen in Luwero he was doing stopovers, blocking roads, people are gathered there. You will not see the police come out to say anything. When he was going in Luwero, you saw processions, people moving with border borders, people move. But when it is NUP, they say that is illegal, that is wrong, they start arresting our people, etc., etc. We condemned the arrest of our people yesterday. As you saw the police saying that over 29 people were arrested yesterday around Bujuko, and we asked them why. Because those were supporters moving from different parts of Mityana to go to the rally venue. And you saw the RDC saying that we shall not allow people to move from other districts to come to Mityana.
RDC agamba ati atagenda kukiriza abantu.
Ask them what law does that mentions that. You've seen every time the NRM is moving, people, they have to ferry people from neighboring districts, from wherever, to go there. For us, we don't even ferry people, but if a supporter wants to move from a certain district, from Kasanda to Mityana, to listen to the message at a public rally, what law does that break? So those are some of the issues we raised today.
Police has banned processions, and
we have made it clear that processions
That's my friend Namakumbi asking the question.
These are provided for by the law. Processions should be regulated and not banned, because the police, the Electoral Commission, anybody does not have power to ban something that the law provides for. I read for them section 4.1 of the Public Order Management Act, which defines a public gathering to include processions.
Exactly. Isn't it nice to have a smart person engaging with these folks?
Processions are permitted, but we are saying that the police, the role of the police and the military is to come in and not even the military, because the military has no place in these activities, but the police can come in and regulate. And as you've seen, our people have always been peaceful. Of course, we acknowledge that even on our end, and we've been saying this every day, that there are some areas of improvement.
Absolutely, like you would expect it. I mean, it's a campaigning season. With this excitement, you expect people to cross a line. But if you're going to apply some sort of regulations and rules, they should be uniform, because NUP roka
Times when our supporters violate any laws and all that, you've seen our president sometimes meet our teams to tell them stop violating the law, stop doing this and that, because we want our campaigns to remain peaceful and not to endanger any person.
Away from this council.
Well, we also condemned the abduction of our two Kenyan brothers who are still missing up to now. We raised it. The police said they were going to look into it, but we're asking them to make sure that they comply with the law. These people are almost a week now have been missing. Where are they? And they were taken by security forces. We condemned the issue of jammers, which move with us, disabling internet wherever we are, because we always want to communicate.
Let's listen to this funny guy, Chituma. He's a funny guy.
And it brought them by. Okay, this meeting has been convened by the Electoral Commission, and it brought the most critical stakeholders in this presidential elections campaign. The Electoral Commission, Uganda Police Force, representing security agencies, then the representatives of the presidential candidates. First and foremost, I would like to say that it was a fruitful meeting.
What's going on here? He spent like a minute saying the same thing. It was productive, it was fruitful, it was what?
It was, first on the agenda was to do a recap, because we are 1 week down and we have now begun week 2. But on the whole, without diverging much of what was discussed, at least it was the observation of every member that to a large extent, week 1 went well.
Week 1 went well because you are targeting the national unity platform. If the police says that, week 1 went well, with all complaints being raised by the national unity platform, it's just enough to tell you what they have in mind. Because they have to address the issues, if at all they actually recognize that there's been issues raised by the NUP. Sabotage. Okweseza amasanyalaze. Okumuyisa mu nguudo. Blocking him from going to certain places. What do you mean the first week was good or whatever, went well?
To the previous election.
Did you discuss the diversions, especially for the opposition?
We discussed in totality. We discussed...
They're asking about diverting Bobby Wine from certain routes or even having some rallies in certain venues. And then you say, we discussed in totality. This has only been committed on one side. The attacks and the diversion and the having him make a detour has only been done on one side, on Bobby Wine's side. When you say we discussed in totality, is that going to come a day when Museveni is going to be blocked or forced to make a detour or reroute? When you say, oh, we discussed in totality, who else has been affected by the same?
A number of issues, because everybody had issues.
Come on. She asked you about a specific issue, diverting a presidential candidate from taking one route to another.
The candidates had issues, and every candidate, by the way.
Okay. What issues did candidate Museveni was raising? Tell me.
Those on the opposition, even the representative of the incumbent, they will tell you their issues, but those particularly they raised about security. Like for example, the opposition, they were talking about the diversions.
Then respond to that question, okay?
They talked about the selection of venues.
It's like this man is telling us the minutes of the meeting. Okay, thank you so much for the minutes, Mr. Secretary. Thank you so much for the minutes of the meeting. Now tell us, what did you come up with, as in regards to solutions to, okay, this is the reason as to why we met, and going forward, we've decided this is how we fix the issues that have been raised. We're tired of the minutes. We know, we watched.
And we also gave them our feedback.
Okay.
Because we told them, one, we have very serious considerations for us.
He has this very funny, boring, not funny, but boring, nebulous language. We have
especially on matters of processions. Some of them try to raise the insinuation that we are only targeting them. And we said no. And they were making reference to the incumbent. We said if you look at the incumbent and the manner in which he travels, he does not move with a multitude of riders around him, even just for purposes of his own security. We talked about issues like that huge population or...
Huge population. I don't have time for this guy. I really do not have time for this guy. Let's go on and listen to the EC chairman, Byabakama, and what he had to say about this.
The issue of RD.
Okay, what is
this? I have not had any specific report.
What?
The issue of
it has been raised in a meeting and you've not had any specific report.
RDCs, I have not had any specific report of any RDC who is stopping or preventing any candidate from...
This is called willful ignorance. He knows, but he has to play, oh, I don't know, I'm ignorant about the matter.
I'm going to dispute. But if any RDC purports to do that, he will be clearly outside the law and will be dealt with in accordance with the law.
Okay, we're watching you.
Chair, some candidates who were denied party tickets have already...
Wava RDC yenna n'agamba nti yadde waliwo programu yakolebwa nga abakandidates ne balaga we bagenda okukola campaign mu kitundu ky'eggwanga ye n'ava naga nti kijja kusoboka. Well, that's an ignorant fellow. Very ignorant.
You have many ignorant fellows in your camp.
Ignorant, era ne bwa RDC tabusaanidde nti njagala kyogera kubanga mu mateeka campaigns za presidential candidates ziri mu mateeka. Ekyokubiri, akalulu ka bonna kali mu ssemateeka nti buli myaka 5 Uganda banalonda nga bakole.
Okay, he's going to go here and do some sort of shielding the regime and the dereliction of beauty not beauty, dereliction of duty from his side. So I'm not going to go and listen to his hogwash. But I'll come back especially now. Bobby Wine is headed to what district today? We're going to watch and we're going to hold him to account, especially using his words. Maybe you know Uganda, then I'll have time to watch all that. Anyways, a lot in this. What do you think? You can go on and write in the comment section. But I ask you, please be part of this community. Mordecai Morisa Live. If you really like what's done here and you want to support us, one thing you do for sure is you subscribe. I would appreciate that. Now, see you when you see me. Bye-bye.
Did you enjoy what you just watched?
I'm sure they did.
I'm going to guess that you did. How about you consider subscribing to Mordecai Marissa Live YouTube channel? Thank you.